I've heard women say that there's a competition for men. And because of that, some of them feel as if they have to go above and beyond traditional efforts in order to attract men. Okay. I think that some women do a little way too much for attention, but I'm not supposed to understand how women think. That a wise man once said, a woman is to be loved and not understood. However, I do wonder if guys have contributed to the cause or the culture of women going through these extreme measures just to get attention. And are there advantages to some of the measures they're going to? I mean, as far as cosmetic surgeries and doing things like that in order to achieve curves. Curvy women are like the rave these days. So I figured that it was time for another chapter of the What Men Think series in order to get some answers. So let's go ahead and kick things off.
T2Q Radio.
We'll see what points are being made without the other gender being present. The goal is to get a clear understanding on how each other thinks.
We built on telling the truth, and sometimes some people don't like it or they can't handle it, but that's just the way it goes. Don't mean to take things personal.
We're not the only ones that think the way we do. There's a lot of men out there that just feel like they're not being heard. We're not hating on anybody. We're just telling them, straight from the giddy up, because this is how it is.
We can solve this, by making better choices. And for the people who just want to strictly get their freak on, no problem. 1313, pass.
What's going on, people? All right. I want to welcome all of you to the What Men Think series here on the Talk to Q radio show. My name is Quincy, and this is my show. And today's topic is what men think about curvy women. In order for women to truly understand where men are coming from, questions have to be asked that allow men to answer without being challenged by women. This is why I created this particular series within the T2Q space, to give men a platform to speak their truths. Regardless of how women feel about it, what's being said tonight needs to be evaluated and respected. I'll ask my guests to be extremely honest. What they say may even seem harsh to some, but women need to hear the truth. And we can't learn and do better without men effectively communicating with women. And that's what will occur on tonight's show. So joining me to discuss this will be three respected gentlemen in the podcasting world. Let me start here from the outskirts of the DC area. Please welcome back Mr. Derrick Jones of Relationship Gumbo to the Talk to Q radio show. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Happy to be here. This is my favorite topic.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. I have a newcomer to T2Q. He's from the Peach State of Georgia. And so let me bring him on and welcome on Mr. Qualon Bobbitt for his first trip into the Talk to Q radio show world. What's going on, man?
How you doing, Kings? Glad to be a part of the show. Thank you so much for inviting me to your platform, and I'm excited for this topic, man.
Oh, man, we're going to get it done. It's always good to have another Q in the house.
Yes, sir.
All right. And this last guest is not a stranger to the show. He also resides in the Peach State of Georgia, but you know what? He does it so well, I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, what's going on, man? I was trying to get my little, libations ready for the show. What's going on? Oh, that part. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me. It's Gator Beater, baby. I am in the house tonight, co-host of the Down 5 podcast, co-host of the Dope Discussions with Erica podcast. Glad to be here, Q. And D, what's happening, man?
What's up?
All right. We'll go ahead and get things started. Glad to have you gentlemen on. And so I've heard women say that there's a competition out here for men. And because of that, some of them feel as if they have to go above and beyond traditional efforts to attract these men. Now, in order for women to truly understand what men want, I'm going to need you guys to be extra honest. Like I said earlier, even if it comes off as misogynistic to some, we need to get this stuff out here. All right. So, Derrick, I'll start with you. Mm-hmm. You're out somewhere, you see a curvy woman walking in front of you. Isn't it simply biological for us to look at that woman and appreciate what we're seeing?
Yeah, I think, it's ingrained in us because we're, primarily, whether you find it as a gift or a curse, but we're visual creatures. And so it's in our nature to look. It's in our nature to enjoy what we see. Some people don't like curvy, but, like you said, curvy is kind of, the thing these days. It's all different. Certain body types are more in than others if you look on Instagram. But yeah, generally speaking, we like what we see 9 times out of 10 as Black men. A lot of us like curves.
All right. And Qualon, how you feel about it, man? Do you think that it's just what it is? It's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with my brother Derrick. I know just initially you can't tell somebody's personality and if they're smart just by looking at them. The first thing I'm gonna see is what you look like. So initially I'm gonna be physically attracted to you before I even start that conversation, and then that part could happen. Learning about if intellectually we click and everything like that. And even if I'm just cooling it from the back, just like watching you around the room, seeing how you interact and everything like that, I'm still looking at you physically. So that's the first thing I'm gonna see. Curvy women are awesome. I love curvy women. Not saying I don't love women of all body types. I like people that are proportionate. I feel like that's just the most important thing to me. This, if you're comfortable in your body and you can make what you're wearing work for your body type too, that's always a plus, because then that way, skinny women looking good whenever they wearing, curvy women know how to show off their curves and everything like that. So that's one of my preferences for women, knowing what to wear to make their body look even better than what women already are. I love the women's body. So this is going to be like one of my favorite topics.
All right. Everybody loves this topic. And so Gator, all right, think about what he just said. Now, he said that's his preference. Mm-hmm. All right. So are some women who may not be as curvy kind of making a big deal out of this, even though it's just really just a preference?
Here's the thing. The non-curvy women that had they shot a while back. I remember in the 80s, you had to be a stick figure just to get on TV. I was watching Coming to America before they had the second one, right? And I was looking at some of the women in there, and the ones that, in that famous, infamous scene where they was at the fundraiser or whatever. And I'm looking at these women, and I'm like, not voluptuous, not curvy. Well, one was, but that's because she ain't had no clothes on. But thinking about it and thinking about what the body image was then and what women had to be, they had to strive to be super skinny. They had to strive to be a size 2. I think it's about time we did embrace those more voluptuous women that are out there right now. I don't think that's a problem at all. As a matter of fact, I think that, when skinny women have a problem with it, maybe they need to get some weight gain and be more like some of these women that's out here. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to change your body type, but what I am saying is that the same way they used to shame bigger women and say, oh, you need to go lose some weight or you need to go do this, the same way you could be right next to some of these kid bodies or whatever on Instagram doing squat videos and all that. Just saying, do something about it. I ain't saying go cut yourself up with some plastic surgery, but a lot of things can be done with a good workout regimen. Ask Kanye.
Okay. And well, you make a good point there too. There are things people can do. However, some people just genetically just don't have it. And ironically, some of those same people are quick to say, I want a tall man. Okay. But anyway, everyone has preferences, right? But let's talk about the people who don't have it. Okay. So Derrick, let me go back to you. Mm-hmm. Do you have a problem with women who get butt implants and lifts and things of that nature? Could you marry a woman who believes that she has to do that?
So if I was single and unmarried, I personally, that's not I couldn't, it just looked, a lot of that stuff looked like a doggone cartoon character. It don't even look it doesn't look natural. That doesn't, for me personally, that's just not my preference. Some people don't really care. They just, some of it just is so outrageous. Like a woman, a lot of these women will say, I want a bigger butt, and then they get it so big that it doesn't even look like a human anymore. It looks like I don't even know. It just looks crazy. So for me, just keep it natural, man. Somebody gonna like it. Trust me.
All right. Qualon, what do you think, man?
Yo, this man Derrick is spitting facts. Like I said earlier, I'm a fan of something that's proportionate. Now, if she does want to get those kinds of surgeries and stuff like that, that's more so for her than for me. Like, I'm gonna love you anyway. Like, so that part of it isn't gonna make a difference. But if you want to do that, you feel like you feel better with that, go ahead. But like I said, you're not doing it for me and trying to impress me. Like, you're doing that for you. I like the people that's proportionate. I don't want you having skinny thighs and then you got this super huge butt. Because then I'm yes, the butt is big, but everything else is super slim and skinny, and it's that's not really attractive. So I feel just find that balance in that. And like you said, I feel if you want to change your body, you be like, okay, cool. Let me work out a little bit. Let me eat a little bit healthier. Now you feeling better. That confidence is going to radiate. That's something that's you're going to be seen. So I think that plays a role in it too. So yeah.
Okay. And Gator, I mean, like he said, you have some people that go to the extreme and they wind up looking like a candy apple on a stick.
Exactly.
The legs don't really fit the booty.
Right. Nobody want to go have no WB frog in their bed when they get home at night. Don't nobody want to deal with that type of stuff. Don't nobody want diaper booty. A lot of times you see these women that's walking around here with the diaper booty coming out. I don't want my woman to look like she needs to be changed. I like a little. Qualon said it best. Some proportionate size, that's really, really nice. Getting yourself together, thick fit, like I think Queen Cole said in the chat. But yeah, man, when you try to take it too far and you be all out of proportion, that ain't right. The only thing you good for is taking a few Instagram pics, and then what is it gonna be once that thing start falling down? Because it will.
Yeah, gravity is undefeated. Gravity is undefeated.
Oh yeah.
And man, you almost took me out with that WB frog.
It's true. I'll walk in the door. How you doing, honey? Hello, my darling. We don't need that.
Oh man. All right, but so like I said, you have some women who feel like that they have to do this. So let's talk about our responsibility as men. All right. It's almost like we created a false reality for some women in the world that do it. Because, even after they do it, a lot of those women still can't find anybody who loves them. But they can find dates, but they can't find a man who loves them. So did we men, and I'll go back to you, Derrick, did we men create an unhealthy culture when we started focusing so much of our attention on curvy women?
Is that Derrick? That's Derrick. There we go.
My bad. I was the bald heads, man.
I'll say this. I think that it's a false positive, right? When you look at Instagram, right, and you see these women that literally they take ribs out and they do all this other crap to try to make themselves look a certain way, and you can literally scroll up and down and look at these women, and they all have the same. It looks exactly the same, and what ends up happening is that you have, unfortunately, a large demographic of men that are kind of gawking and liking and whatever. Women see this. And they're like, well, maybe that must be what I need to do to get the attention I want because it's not coming. Oh, she's getting it, but I'm not. And it's unfortunate because as humans, men, women, and whatever, most of us end up falling in the follower category. We want to do what everybody else is doing. If that's working for her, let me not create something new or be myself. I want to be just like that. And then they go and say, I want a butt like hers, or I want breasts like hers, and then they all end up looking like the same thing. And it's unfortunate because there's so many men that are double tapping and liking and all in the DMs. And if you're a woman looking at this, you're like, well, damn, maybe that might be at least a piece of what I need to do. And then they just go in, and it doesn't make sense to me. I'll say that the short answer to your question is men have a part to play, but we also got to look at the psychology behind why so many women feel like they have to do that to be validated. I don't know that answer.
All right, Qualon, how you feel about it, man? Do you think that men hold some type of responsibility towards this culture?
Absolutely. I feel as if a lot of people, they only look at the physical and they don't try to take it deeper. So it's like, yeah, you might look good, but y'all don't even connect, intellectually, or yeah, we might connect physically and I like how you look and everything like that, but I can't stand your family. Like, and it's like different things like that. Be like, okay, cool. Yeah, we might be good for this one thing, but then you got to realize like women are emotional creatures. Like, they're going to want to get attached. And if you're realizing, okay, yeah, I'm only here for the physical because like all the rest of the stuff doesn't matter, but the physical look good, I like that, then it's going to be a conflict. And I feel as if we do play a role in that, because if we just love the woman for like who she is instead of what she looks like, then her confidence is going to be there, and then she's not going to be feeling like, oh, I need to do X, Y, and Z to do all of that. She's going to be like, oh, I don't even need this. My man loves me how I am, and her head could get blown up off of that. So it's like, we really play that role. It's like, yo, I'm going to love you how you look, and then all of a sudden she want to surprise, let's say, for instance, she doesn't want to change herself physically, but she come up with a new wig, and now it's like a whole new personality, and you just loving and you hyping up that. Like, she's gonna be excited and she's gonna want that, and she's feeling that attention and she's feeling loved and validated, which I feel like is really all it is. They just want to be loved, they want that attention, they want that validation. So you give it to them, and if you're talking about, oh well, I see this online, I'm liking this, and this, you're not even giving them no attention because you scrolling down your timeline the whole time, looking at all these pictures, like double tapping all these pictures. Every time she go online, she's seeing your name under one of the people that done liked it. And it's like, oh, you doing all of this. Like, well, maybe this is what I need to do too. And then it's like, I feel like we do play that role, give them that attention and love them in the body at the end so they don't feel like they have to change and alter themselves and stuff like that. So I do feel like we play that role.
Okay. And Gator, do you think we play a role, man? I mean, because if you look at it from the perspective of if you just want attention, well, okay, there are plenty of ways to get attention. But if you want a serious relationship, then is that the route you need to go? What's more? What's the focus here, and how are we contributing to it?
Well, first thing, fellas that are listening in, this should be a lesson to you. Make sure you block your girl from seeing your Instagram pictures so they can, see what you out there following. Because they're gonna get that opinion. The same way your feelings would be hurt if you was looking at her Instagram and saw some of the dudes that I get tired of beards. You know that? Anyway.
The views of Gator Live are not necessarily the views of the Talk to Q radio show.
Thank you.
Exactly. I think men are to blame, but not for the reasons that, well, I think Qualon hit it on the head. We need to be hyping up all women. Yeah, you ain't got that booty that she has, but I love your eyes. You have a beautiful smile, Make your woman feel like she don't have to compete with these folks on here. The other thing, too, is I think sometimes we take social media too seriously. And when I say that, I mean men and women. Understand that what you're seeing images. You're not necessarily, let's say, for instance, I like a car. I might like this car that I see on this picture. I'll never get to drive this car. So if I see some of these Instagram models on there, oh, she looks nice. Don't necessarily feel competitive with that. Now, I know that's trying to tell a woman, especially a woman that's trying to please her man, that might seem kind of weird. But again, like I said, don't be so obsessed with trying to look like those things that you see your man looking at or gawking at. Because at the end of the day, men are probably going to gawk at the little ugly chick down the street too. Just being real.
I mean, but all right, so real quick, Gator, the homie Mike Rich in Virginia chimed in on this topic in the Pod Squad Facebook group, and he says that he thinks it's more of a fetish for some men. He doesn't think that being curvy gets women any special privileges or anything. So, do you agree? Are big booties essentially pretty feet? I mean, just something to look at.
I mean, essentially they are. Now, do they not get privileges? Oh yeah, they get privileges. They do. If you go to the club on any night, a lot of them big. Well, you know what? That might be a bad example because, most girls get in the club for free, I mean, men just like women. So you can come out, I guarantee you can have the ugliest girl, and I'm sorry for calling some of these beauty challenged girl online, and she could post a picture where she's smiling or got something, and you're gonna have 50 dudes commenting under that picture, oh, you look so beautiful, queen. I can't believe your radiance. And she don't necessarily have to have a big booty or anything like that. Men just like to compliment women because they trying to get something from those women regardless.
Okay. And Derrick, what do you think, man? Are they, like the homie Mike Rich said, are they kind of like fetishes, or?
I would say partially. Like I feel like a lot of this stuff is fetishized. So I have to quantify that. We talk about a lot of times when people say curvy, they're thinking about the Instagram models, but we also have to look at just generally speaking curvy plus size. A lot of it is fetishized, unfortunately, and a lot of times men will sleep with that person, but they're not taking them home. A lot of these men are gawking at these women, and like to Gator's point, they'll never get them. And if they did, they wouldn't be able to handle the attention walking around in the mall. So this isn't like it's a false positive. And the unfortunate thing is all of it looks like attention, like I said earlier. And so there are some women who see the attention and they think that that's what they need to do to get a husband or to get a man. And the majority of those Instagram chicks that look like cartoon characters and superheroes, they're single and they will always be single, and nobody's wifing that. Not in mass. It's not happening like that. If people think that's happening, but it's not.
So, in other words, Qualon, he's saying that there's still a market out here for everyday women. And when I say everyday, I mean the women who aren't getting the surgeries, or the ones who are happy with their bodies, although they may not possess the extreme curves. I mean, what do you think?
Absolutely. Like, I know one of my friends, he hits the gym and like he works out. So he knows for a fact he doesn't want any skinny women. He wants some weight behind that. Like he likes picking people up. He likes the bigger women. I know other people who like breast over butt. They'd be like, okay, a big butt is cool, but I like a nice breast. I know people who like different complexions just because like that's just their preference. So somebody might have a big butt, but that's not necessarily saying, oh, that's what's gonna keep me. I mean, sometimes people, I know like Gator, he used a pretty good example talking about, some women, they might not be like, the most super attractive person, but they'll still get like a bunch of comments and a bunch of people leaving emojis under their comment section and stuff like that because they're trying to get something. I kind of agree with that to an extent. Sometimes I feel like it might just be like their friends hyping them up because, that's what a lot of friends are going to do. I know even with me, like, I just try to find ways to, brighten up people where there's a bunch of negativity. So, I mean, I might not even want to holler at you or talk to you or have a conversation with you because I'm busy and I'm doing my own thing, but I'm going to find something to compliment about you. Be like, oh, I like your dress, or you got, I'm loving these Bantu knots you rocking, whatever it may be, just so, they could feel good about themselves. And I'm going to keep it pushing because I don't got time, one, to deal with like a whole bunch of women. That's just time management is going to be trash. Your money's going towards a bunch of different places and stuff like that. So I just think on that end, don't even go for that route. I actually forgot the question now. I'm just going on the tangent.
No, I got you, man. I got you. And after, I want to go back to Gator for a second. And Gator, can these type of women be a status symbol? Something just to make a guy look good in front of his friends?
Oh, kind of like almost like a trophy wife scenario. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you have somebody that everybody else wants, I mean, that's a great feeling. You walking through the mall, you got a whole different strut with you when she's standing beside you, or when you go to parties or whatever. It's the standard trophy wife syndrome. And it can make, if you have a really pretty girl or a really curvaceous girl, guys can be looking and they can see that as a little bit of a status symbol. I mean, if you have they're going to be more interested in how you present this woman, though, because she can have all that booty in the world, but if she pulling up in a busted Honda, it ain't going to be, something that people will want. But if you present this woman like she's gold, then yeah, that added curvaceousness, that'll make people stand up at attention. So yeah, that's you can use that as a status symbol.
Get Qualon in, please.
Yeah. I know what you're about to say too.
Tag me in, coach. Tag me in. Okay.
I know what you're about to say.
I was agreeing to a certain extent, and then I hit a point where I was like, he might have a different strut or walk with him. That's not always a good thing because I feel like insecurities are real. Some people might be happy, but I mean, at the same time, if a lot of people know, oh, a lot of people looking at my girl, now every time you see somebody even walking too close or making eye contact or even starting a conversation, and you quick and you defensive and you jump in and like, yo, chill, what are you so insecure about? You think I could steal your girl? You doing all of this? Well, maybe I could. Like, but I feel like, more so that security and that confidence, that'll play a difference. Because if you got a beautiful woman, if something attracted you to her, something attracted her to you, something attracted you to her, what make you think, yo, there's 7 billion people out here. You think you're the only one that find your girl attractive? If you're the only one who find your girl attractive, then I feel like you got other problems on that end. So it's like other people don't like your girl, bro. That you shouldn't be worried about other dudes. If you just making sure she's comfortable and you secure in that, then you're not even worried about other people looking at your girl. You know they was gonna look at your girl. You know they looking at y'all together too. They're like, oh, yo, this couple right here, fire. Or you rocking single. You can do it, y'all rocking together, y'all can do it. But I mean, at the same time, and your homies, if you got a cute girl, your homies gonna let you know, hey, yo, you with a baddie, right? And if you with a girl, they're gonna be like, I'm happy you settled down, good for you. Your homies are gonna let you know if your girl looks good or not. You don't have to worry about that part. So like the trophy wife part, kinda, I feel like that's only if you like insecure about something else, bro. You be like, yeah, I got the baddest girl, but like whatever kind of undercover things that a couple layers down, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay. All right, so let me ask a tough question here, and I'm gonna start with you, Derrick. I'm gonna have to ask you to step into the shoes of women for a second. Well, not wear like heels.
I don't. Yeah, no, not that's not do that.
But in your opinion, how do you think women who do not have the curves feel to not get equal attention from the guys? What do you think goes through their mind?
Okay, so I'm kind of in the gray with this because there's a lot of women who aren't curvy that just don't give a damn. So it really speaks to about how you feel about yourself, self-worth, right? Because we talked about the internet and social media. So if you are beholden to all of the flash that's on social media and this is how you live your life, yeah, you're gonna feel like crap every day when you see that stuff because you're not gonna see smaller women getting all of the likes. But it's a lot of women out here that in kind, not that a lot of people that are plus or thick or whatever want to be skinny, but most women that I have met in my travels, they don't necessarily want to be super, super duper extra curvy. They want to lose a few pounds here and there. But the ones that I guess we could classify them as thin, a lot of them are like I think Qualon said earlier, or one of y'all said something about, as long, or it might have been Gator that said, those women getting work too. Let's not get it twisted. They out here doing they have all the stuff physically that somebody need too. So somebody they not out here losing. It just may look like that on Instagram, but on the street, dudes is hollering that stuff with a post.
For real. If it walk, they talk. I'm just saying. If it walk, they talk.
So I mean, so how do you think some women feel though? If you had to put yourself in the shoes of someone, I mean, does that kind of change your perspective at all?
No, because I'm a chubby dude that can't grow a beard. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the plight of some of these non-curvaceous women, understanding that there's somebody for everybody, but you may not be everybody's cup of tea. I mean, there was an issue. And look, this is my co-host right here, because I was about to say the exact thing you just put up on the screen. Shout out to Erica. Don't discussions with Erica. There was a time really when you had to be skinny, and the curvy girls was, oh, you fat. So, I mean, every season comes. So, I mean, there's no problem. I mean, you just have to be confident in yourself. At the end of the day, you have to be confident in yourself. So if I was in a woman's shoes, hey, look, I'm going to put this beardless chubbiness to good use. I'm going to be fly with my beardness and chubbiness.
Okay. Qualon, I'll let you speak on it, man. As far as, what's your perspective on how women feel who, you know, if they're not as curvy as some of the other ones who are getting all the attention?
That's a good question. And I didn't know how to answer it until I had thought back of a time when I had went to a club and they had two dancers there. One of them was thick, one of them was skinny, right? And just watching them interact and everything like that with the people and everything, they was moving as a unit. So it was like, you know, well, one of them go, the other one's going to be there too. So just seeing one, like if the thicker girl is getting more attention at the time, it's not like the other girl is just going to be sitting there chilling. Like she's still going to be moving, doing something, that little lazy twerk that they be doing or something. And then like at the same time, it's like, yo, y'all the only, if those are the only two options, like if one of them is already preoccupied, somebody gonna go to the other person. Like it's just gonna happen. So it's like at the end of the day, they was like, yo, I'm gonna get my bag either way. Whether you like thick women, curvy women, skinny women, like they gonna get it. So I feel like more so with the confidence on that end, like, cause I mean, if you look at it now, like Megan Thee Stallion, everybody talking about, you know, they're a stallion all of a sudden. But I mean, like a decade ago, you know, everybody super slim and skinny, and like, you know, they don't want to see you turn to the side and you mainly disappearing. Like that used to be the style that everybody was loving back then. Like you saw it in the music videos and the movies, and that's what the media is portraying, saying, oh, you know, this is what's in style, these skinny women and stuff like that. Now you're looking at it, you know, it's thicker women, Megan Thee Stallion out there, you know, Cardi B, and everybody's all thick, and that's the new wave. But I mean, like that doesn't change the fact that, you know, what you are and what you're doing isn't in style. Like, I mean, you still fashionable, still gonna be cool, even though there's like the Megan Thee Stallions and all these other thick women out there, and you like skinny women, you just gonna be seeing this all the time, but you still gonna be attracted to, like, you know, that skinny dancer that was there. You're like, no, this is just what I like. I like petite, athletic shape in the build. Like, just because you see a whole bunch of it, I look at it where it's like, okay, you know, for instance, I went to Morehouse, like, you know, that doesn't mean all around all men, you know, I'm just start liking men. Nah, like I'm still like women. Like I know what inherently I like. If I'm seeing all of this, don't change the fact that I like something else. Like, so that's how I'm looking at it. Like, and I personally, I love the curvy women's. Like, and I like the people that's like an athletic build. And like I said before, man, just be confident and to be proportionate. Like that's what I like. So, and educated. I can't be with no dumb. I don't care how good you look. If you're not intellectual,
Amen. Amen.
you're only there for the physical. And even then, I might not even be attracted to you because I'm a sapiosexual. I need intellect. Like,
Yes.
I wouldn't even be turned on to you if you're not smart. So how would everybody
Right.
say you are and you growing with and you working with? Just be healthy and be smart, please.
I get that. But, you know, and then definitely being smart is important, but I've never looked at a woman at a bar and be like, oh man, she looks so smart. You know, I've never done that. But
I do like
get,
women in glasses, though.
I get what you're saying, though, completely. And so, do we need to do more as men to show that we appreciate the everyday look that most women have? Because, you know, we're talking about a majority of women, of course, do not look like Meg or, you know, didn't buy the parts like Nicki Minaj or anything like that. I mean, do we need to post more about it? Do we need to like more photos? Derrick, what do you think we need to do to contribute to the psyche of some of these women who, you know, we still love them and appreciate them?
Well, I feel like this, like I alluded to earlier. I think it happens. It's just not popular. I think it happens like off the internet. I think it's happening every day. Like, unless, well, let me be politically correct. Unless a woman is getting zero attention, right? Somebody's gonna say something, right? I don't care if you weigh 102 pounds or 290 pounds. Somebody's hollering. As long as, like I used to say back in the day, because, you know, I got me a curvy wife, and I've been exclusive to curviness since probably I was about 20. And you can line up 100 women that's a size 16 or 18, and they would be classified as plus size or whatever it is, and all of them carry it differently. It's about how you rock what you got, and you're gonna get some. It's the ones that that don't know how to accentuate what they got. Those are the ones that people be looking at like, eh. But everybody ain't gonna have like I was just telling. I don't think I might have been saying this to my wife or something. We was talking about, and I was like, those proportions that you see on Instagram, it's not natural. There's no way you can have a butt this big, thighs this big, breast this big, and not have like a fupa or some kind of belly or whatever. Like that whole, it's super flat. No, stop. That's not real life. If you want a huge booty, it's gonna be a price to pay. You're gonna get some cellulite, some dimples, or something. This is how human bodies work. So all of that
And there ain't
stuff
nothing
right
wrong
there,
with it.
in real life, you're gonna get some real stuff. And those real women, as long as they carrying themselves correctly, dudes don't give a damn.
Okay. So, Gator, let's go back to what we were talking about with insecurities and stuff. A podcasting peer of ours, Ashley D from the Audaciously Me podcast, once said that the same thing that men praise is what we complain about. I mean, is that true? Do we swoon over these curvy women and then turn around and complain about how high maintenance they are or how they just want attention from everybody except us?
Yeah, I think we do. And I think that is a sign of insecurity in men. You know, I mean, we can't like these Buffy the Bodies and all these women like this. And then if we get this particular woman, it's like, why you always posting? Why, you know, a woman could be proud of how she's carrying herself and she wants attention. So, I mean, I don't think you can have a scenario where you're trying to play both sides of the coin. You have to, you know, be all the way all right with it. You can't be okay with it, you know, while I'm looking at it on Instagram, but then when I have it in my woman right here, I'm, you know, giving her hell. You know, you can't do it. You can't do it like that. You have to go all the way this way or don't go at all.
Okay. And Qualon, you agree about the insecurity issues that, you know, men complain about what they praise sometimes?
I do. And something that I did with my girl that helped me be a little bit more appreciative and made me realize that, hey, bro, you're not perfect either. Was this assignment. It was like, yo, describe the perfect woman, like flawless. Like if 10 is perfect, this is your 11 out of 10 woman. Write down all those qualities she got, you know, height, shape, job, the amount she make, write out all these things. And then look at the kind of person that she would need as a partner and be like, are you matching everything on that end? Because like, if you're expecting all of this stuff, but you're only bringing, you know, penis, I don't know if I could talk like the language I could use, but if you only bring in an occasional good conversation, that's it. But you're wanting all these things from your woman. It's like, yo, you're being unrealistic. And then two, you're gonna be with the kind of person that you are. Like, you can't expect somebody to be absolutely perfect and you're just okay with being mediocre. It's not even finna roll like that, bro. Because then she gonna be like, well, now I'm the one settling. I want to leave you, and then she gonna start complaining, talking about, oh, you want X, Y, and Z. Well, you know, your feet stink, your hands ain't never manicured and looking good, your nails is always dirty, you know, your hairline is weird, and like, you know, now she's gonna start talking about all the things that make you feel bad and insecure, and all around. Ain't nobody happy. So.
I got one little extra thing to add to Q.
Okay.
And the other thing that happens too, because I see a lot of guys do it, just to kind of piggyback off of that topic. A lot of men, basic, average, regular dudes, they a lot of times now, because of this social media stuff, is they will judge regular women by what they see on Instagram. I see that happening a lot. Like they'll look at a picture of a beautiful woman. They be like, well, she don't have a butt like so-and-so on Instagram, or she don't have a waist like this, but she got a nice butt, but her waist ain't small like so-and-so. And I had to tell this dude one time, I'm like, dude, even if you got a woman like that, they wouldn't want you. Like they literally be like, well, she ain't really all that. And I'm like, dude, you not kidding. Even if she was, you're not getting that. Stop with the false comparisons. It's not real. Again, I say it, like there's women out there taking ribs out so they waist can be like this big. And I'm like, that doesn't happen. You're not gonna meet that in the grocery store. Well, they might work for one of them clubs or whatever, but on an everyday regular basis, you're not seeing that out in public, and you haven't bagged one of those your whole life. It's not gonna happen. I hate when I see that, because they be like, well, she's not a perfect 10. And I'm like, you sitting at home on PlayStation every day, dude. Stop.
Right. Like if I didn't see this chick in Walmart, I wouldn't be breaking my neck trying to follow her. You know, like most dudes that we can only hope to get up to a 7. You know, that's our goal. If I can get this 7, I'll be all right. You know, God forbid a 10 in any shape or form comes our way. Yeah, that's I get a kick out of that too when I see guys like, yeah, she fine and everything, but she not Bria Miles.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's only one her.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. So, someone mentioned that this could just be a passing phase, kind of like skinny women in the 80s. Everybody used to like, all the women used to like Al B. Shore in the 90s, then light skinned guys went extinct. And so now, maybe this could be a passing phase, so to speak. And yeah.
So let me tell you this: the Instagram model piece may or may not be thick, curvy women is not going anywhere until McDonald's does.
Yeah.
If you are not into a plus size woman, whatever that margin is, 10, 12 and up, or whatever the dress size is, guess what? There's more of them out here on the planet Earth than it is anything else. So you're gonna have to conform, or everybody gonna start to have to eat salads every day and go back to what we was in the 60s and 70s. But I don't think it's going that way. We modifying everything right now, everything fast. So it's a natural progression. If most men were like, we like skinny women, but everybody's eating out every day, you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody. Look at these little kids, these little girls that's 12 and 13. I got one at home. I'm like, wait, what kind of chicken wings you been eating? But I don't see it going anywhere unless in mass, women, men, whoever are losing weight crazy. It may happen, just not no time soon. Maybe not in my lifetime.
Okay.
It's not going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. But you know what I wish would go somewhere now that we talking about fads? I've told this to you before, Q. I've voiced my frustration with the whole like Fraggle trend that be in town right now.
Yeah.
I hate Fraggles, man. I really do. And seeing these lashes and everything, I saw literally today a girl, and I know I've been harping on this for a while, but I just got to go back to it since we talked about fads. I saw a girl today when I drive Uber as one of my 30 jobs, right? And she got in the car and her lashes literally touched her forehead. We gotta stop. This is a trend. Bring in the curvy, voluptuous women and take out the Fraggles. Can we do that, please? Ladies, I'm begging you.
I'm with you on that, man. I do not like the big lashes. Every time she blinks, she blows papers off the desk. I'm not down with that at all. I just, but all right. So a couple more questions. We'll wrap things up. And I kind of want to talk about the future generation a little bit. And Qualon, I'll go to you, man. How should young boys be conditioned to think when it comes to appreciating good-looking women? I mean, should we as older men be teaching younger guys to, as far as what beauty standards should be?
I think that we should probably start with just saying, treat everybody equally. Because, a lot of these people that are like super extremely beautiful, a lot of people, they're scared and nervous to even talk to them, but they might be like the friendliest person. Like, you never know, but just nobody approaches them because they think they're too beautiful. So I'd be like, hey, treat everybody the same. Like, be confident, and be honest and like genuine self, because then when you're doing that, they might be attracted to you. And then I don't know, even on my podcast and one of the episodes that we were about to be dropping, we were talking about, how do you attract and get like these beautiful women? And we realized, the best thing to do is to just do your stuff that you're working on and just look good doing it. Because then that's what's going to get their attention. And now you're not out always clawing and fighting and trying to be like one of the 70 comments and DMs that she got. And now it's taking 3 to 5 business days for her to respond to you. And just like be your honest, genuine self and work on that. And then the people that you attract from that, one, it'll be easier to have those conversations because y'all connect. And then 2 is like, okay, cool. I don't have to fake it. I don't have to act like I'm something that I'm not to try to get this person. I'm an honest, genuine self. And if she's rocking with it, she's rocking with it. If she not, there's other 7 billion people on this earth. Like, if she not the one, she not the one. Like, and just go off of that.
All right. So, Gator, let me ask you, man, because you have a daughter, right? Don't you?
Man, I have a son. I'm so glad I don't have a daughter because I'd be sitting there on the rooftop
let me come back
daily.
to you then. let me come back to you. That's Derrick. That's
Yeah.
Derrick that has a daughter.
Yeah.
All right. So Derrick, knowing how men look at women sometimes,
Mhm.
should men with daughters be working extra hard to change the culture instead of perpetuating it? I mean, I always talk on this show about the 6 components of being a man, and one of those components is being a visionary. That means being able to think forward and to forecast. A
Mhm.
visionary would see that his everyday actions towards women will set the standard for what his daughter will go through from the men in the future. So
Right.
is a man who has a daughter subjecting her to this type of environment where she may be, maybe she doesn't feel as good, that she's not good enough, because she's not curvy, or maybe that she's being objectified because she is curvy?
Wow, that's a loaded question, sir. Um, I think a twofold thing, right? As men, we should be imparting our wisdom on the younger generation of men, whether they're ours or not. And the biggest word I can think of is respect. Just respect everybody. Then we don't even have to worry about who's shaming who or whatever. Respect everybody. And in kind, my daughter, I tell her every day, everybody ain't your friend. There's some people out here that's gonna be a certain way. It's gonna boys gonna be out here a certain way, and you're gonna have to kind of like hold your head because the comments ain't gonna be nice. But you gotta believe in love in yourself and have that self-awareness and that self-esteem to know that you are beautiful and all of those things. And hopefully that she'll hold on to that. But unfortunately, like I've been saying the whole show, the effect that social media has on our minds and people's minds and how we're so beholden to it. Like you can't even drive in traffic without looking at everybody looking at their phone. So you can only imagine how my daughter, she's 12, when she turns 18, what is it going to be like then? And we're seeing, unfortunately, that Generation Z, they made us some different stuff, man. They're a little more sensitive. They're a little more, in tune with things. And there's a lot of pros and it's a lot of cons too to this next generation. And we just got to try to, hold that line as much as we can and just kind of impart our wisdom on them, which is not happening as much as it should. But yeah, they're real sensitive, and that social media isn't a help to that. So we gotta try to catch as many of them as we can, because they really, like I said, I don't know what the right word is, but the only word I can think of is they sensitive. They coming up in a different generation, and they're not as tough as we had to be when we were growing up.
Yeah, man, good stuff. Good stuff. And okay, fellas, well, I appreciate you all taking the time to come on and lay things out for the ladies and to educate some of the guys who may need a little guidance. Before we wrap things up, I want to take a quick break, and we'll come back with some final thoughts on the What Men Think series.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derrick Jones about to break it down with the relationship gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, ayy, cause better relationships need better ingredients, ayy. So if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derrick Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship gumbo, ayy.
Oh, I know that guy.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So we will go ahead and wrap things up, get ready to do our final thoughts. And so for our final thoughts, I'll just let you kind of summarize or get any last words out that you want. But before you do that, plug your podcast first. Let everybody know the name of your podcast, where they can find you, what it's about, and then give your final thoughts. And let's see, Gator, I'll start with you, man.
You muted.
Can't hear you, bro.
Oh, I meant to do that because I was trying to show, the excellence of the merchandise right here. Dope Discussions with Erica. Make sure you catch us on Sundays. It's going to be live on YouTube exclusively, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. And then, of course, catch the Down 5 podcast. We call ourselves the most misogynistic podcast this side of North America, but we're actually not. We're really sensitive. Really sensitive beings. And we come on every Saturday at like 12-ish. We be on CPT. But yeah, as far as thinking about the subject, you gotta be comfortable being you, ladies. That's all we want. I think Quayla was mentioning earlier, you know, proportions is great, but the confidence is the real key. Like you could be really curvy and you could be really skinny, but if you're confident, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be attracted to you. I've seen some big girls. I've been talking about some big girls walk in the club and they own that room. As soon as they walk in, they got a strut that make you sit there and double take and break your neck. You know, so I mean, it's all about being confident in you. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Okay.
That's me.
All right, sir. I appreciate it. Glad to have you on. And Qualon, plug your podcast and what it's about, man, and then give your final thoughts, sir.
Absolutely. So my name is Qualon Bobbitt. I am one of the co-hosts on the Not Too Deep podcast. It is a podcast where we dive into the minds of young adults and we learn about their opinions, their beliefs, and their behaviors as we navigate through this thing called life. You know, you're gonna learn some things, you're gonna agree with some things, you're gonna learn, laugh. You might even pause it and disagree and really think about it. Great people hosting it. We always bringing in features. I'm looking at, you know, Derrick and Gator and UQ, like, oh, that's like 3 episodes, you know, that people could be on the lookout for. You all are awesome. And I would just say, as my closing thoughts, be conscious of the inputs you have, like with the music, what you're watching, social media, TV, because that plays a bigger influence than you think. And if you're sick of ads and commercials and everything like that, pick up a book. You're not gonna find, you know, an ad in a book. So that's all.
All right. I appreciate it, man. I think your first voyage into the T2Q world was a good one, man. So I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man, this was awesome. Thank you.
All right. And Derrick, shut it down.
Yes, sir. Derrick Jones, host of the Relationship Gumbo podcast, where we believe better relationships need better ingredients. And I am live on YouTube only. Used to be Facebook and YouTube, but YouTube only. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also a certified life and relationship coach. So I have I have some online courses coming and group coaching coming, hopefully towards the end of this month. There's going to be some exciting stuff coming. You can reach me on all social media platforms by going to relationshipgumbo.info, and everything is a hub there for you to get everything that's coming up and everything that's going week by week. So, my final thought on this is just very simply, for twofold. For the men that are watching, y'all know good and well that stuff on Instagram is not in your neighborhood every week, and y'all do not be hollering at them chicks anyway. So stop it with the capping, as the youngsters say. It's this. Stop, please stop it. For the ladies, that stuff ain't real. That's not what most men are really going after, even if it looks like it on Instagram. Like to Gator's point, just be your unique, confident self. And be sure of yourself when you out here in these streets, and if you want some attention, then you'll get it. If you want the right attention, just keep walking in your purpose and really just be you. That's what most men are looking for, is they looking for you to be confident about yourself. So that's all I got.
All right. And great stuff. And fellas, I want to thank you for speaking your truths, and I hope that some people benefited from hearing it. And shout out to the people in the live chat too, man. Y'all were doing it this evening. So Big ups to you all. But ladies, this isn't a problem that can be easily fixed, because, you know, there are problems on both sides. You have some women that say they want men to pay more attention to them and then turn around and say they're being objectified. And you have some women who complain that men are being vocal about checking out curvy women on IG, but it was the extreme feminists who told these women that they are empowering others by being sexual and seductive. So, I mean, this is an uphill battle that's going to take some time to fix. It didn't just happen overnight. This is something that's slowly been progressing for, decades now. I think back to the days of the first 2 Live Crew video I ever saw. I remember back in the day, women were saying that those dancers were fat. You know, now some of those same women who said that are risking their lives to go to Mexico to get surgeries to look like those women. So I think that the most important thing a woman can do to physically attract a man, and this is just my personal opinion, be feminine. Okay. As a man, I know I want someone who is the opposite of what I am. All right. And we know that physical appearance isn't the end all be all, but let's be honest, it's what gets our attention first. Okay. And once you get a man's attention, then at that point, he can figure out the important things like, are you a good person? Are you a hard worker? Or can you read? I mean, you know. So men work from the outside in like that. We start on at the surface and we go deeper. So, you know, don't pay attention to all of the noise around you. Comparison is the thief of joy. Just be who a lady, you know, just be a lady, and the right man will find you. Okay. So my thanks to all the guests and those out there watching on Facebook and YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app. Follow me on Instagram at Talk to Q, and stay tuned for the What Men Think series for more episodes in the future. So again, my thanks to you guys, Derrick, Qualon, Gator. Everyone enjoy their evening. Peace out.
Reading is definitely fundamental.